Hey, we are live. Therapy with, well, we're not really live, but you know, we're live.
It feels live.
It feels live, exactly. What's up, people? Therapy Without a Degree chapter. I think this is chapter 224 episodes, and I am with Zain.
What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing?
Is that a new hat?
Yeah, this is a orange hat Zain.
Orange, yeah. Did you get it to match the fucking photography?
No, I didn't. Actually, it's a coincidence, actually.
That was God's
I actually
plan.
thought I took this off.
No.
Now the concentration is on both.
Exactly. Now it's on both.
Yeah.
I know there's little shit like that. And we got a very special guest in the building, man. What's going on, bro?
What's going on, buddy?
You want to introduce yourself to the people?
Yeah, it's John Vec. What's going on?
Do you call yourself John Vec or John Veccia?
John Vecchia is my...
Is the government.
Is the government.
Is the government. Okay, but we go with John Vec.
John Vec.
John Vec, man. What's going on, bro?
Not much. Long time no see, I'll tell you that.
Exactly, bro. We're getting old, man.
Yeah, tell me about it.
He didn't know what Foreman Mills is.
No?
No. That was the conversation,
You're
right?
that young, huh? No Foreman Mills? All right. Yeah, that's where you go get your hoodies, your sweatpants. That was the spot.
Anything for the low.
Yeah, pretty much.
But you find some gems too.
You get that hidden jacket you see for like, oh, all right.
$50.
$50, all right.
You don't remember the commercial? It's Foreman Mills. See, we all know it.
I never seen that commercial in my life.
You don't know about it either?
I ain't never seen that.
What?
Never in my life.
It's like an echo and everything.
Yeah.
We might have to recreate that.
Yeah, we do.
We have to just do commercials from old school shit.
Here we are. No, fuck it. I want some free shit. Foreman Mills, hook it up, man. Nah, and honestly, like, they still kind of have certain stuff. I went in there a couple of years ago for like just a couple T-shirts. Yeah.
Get your white tees, everything. You're good.
100%.
They're not 3XL like they used to be. They're a little now, everything's a little fitted.
Yeah, they stopped selling those sizes. We used to be wearing fucking 9XLs.
Oh, man.
Right, you grow into
tall
it.
T. Remember
Yeah.
the tall T?
Yeah, the 3XLT. Yeah.
Official lit. And the pants too, and whatnot, the jeans, and you just like in the black Air Force.
That's all you need, a pair of whites and a pair of blacks.
Right.
That's it. That was it. That was the uniform.
That was it.
And a pair of Timbs in the winter.
Oh yeah, right. That's the
a pair
only
of
switch
Timbs
up.
in the winter. That was it.
Me and this guy were just talking about long shirts because you were
yeah, because my booty was out when I was taking shots one night. Every time I be crouching over, and like my pants they just ride down. I'm like, yo, we need some hoodies that have flaps in the back. So no matter any time you like
extended
crouch,
length.
Yeah, extended length. See
length.
that's what I'm saying, man.
we used to have that back in the day. We never had to worry
Tall
about
tee.
that.
Was it.
Yeah,
Tall tee.
it was good. Now these fucking shirts, they make them like 4 sizes smaller.
Yeah.
Make it extra
I'm
fitted.
guilty as charged.
Oh, you wear?
I'm wearing one right now.
Size small.
Yeah. Schmedium.
Medium.
Medium. Let's go. But oh shit, you got buttons now too. You got the toys.
I got a soundboard too.
we got to get more headphones, man, so all these guys can hear it as well too. All our shenanigans.
Yeah, everybody's gonna be just linked
I know. I
in.
want to hear the gunshots.
Yeah. No, maybe I'll make my headphones so loud that you hear. My ears aren't there. But yeah, this guy dragged me out early today. I just now waking up. He was like, "Yo, what, you all right, man?" I'm like, "Nah, I'm not a morning person."
But it's funny because every time I asked him, he was already sleeping.
I was taking naps in the car.
He was like, "Yeah, I'm good." I'm like, "Oh, okay. I was just making sure that you were awake."
Nah, but you killed that shoot today.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Word.
Yeah, had some mishaps, but I'll talk about that after the wedding's done. And that check clears. Then we can talk about it.
Get your money.
Word. What about you though, man? What you been up to? What was your weekend like?
Oh, my weekend filled with kids. That's my life right now.
Okay.
Kids, as few people know, like I've been through recovery, right?
Word.
So that's pretty much my life. My kids, and I go to my meetings and I go to work. I'm in school right now. I got like 3 weeks left until I graduate. I'm in welding program.
Good shit, man.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet. Actually, I have some projects. I don't know if you do some creative stuff, but I have some ideas.
Well, we could work something out.
Oh, perfect.
Definitely work something out.
Yeah, this guy always got some
I'll
madness.
be with the.
Yeah, I mostly deal with like bigger stuff right now, like structural.
Okay.
Like big metal and all that. But yeah, like I said, I got 3 more weeks left of that, and I graduate. Who would have figured? Like 2 years ago, I was doing some stupid shit.
Hey,
you know what I mean?
For a reason.
You gotta do some stupid
And,
shit to get some real shit done.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Tell me about it.
Wow.
Yeah, so I just got 2 years on March 7th. I got 2 years. So.
Oh,
Hey, man.
Sweet, man.
Yeah,
Congrats, man.
Congrats.
Yeah.
March 7th is a really important day to me too, as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's really cool. March 7th.
Word.
That's dope, man. Powerful day.
Hell yeah.
Fucking and the kids. How old are the kids?
I got an 8-year-old boy and a 3-year-old girl.
Oh
yeah,
shit.
so I got 1 and 1. So I lucked out with that.
Yeah.
Thank God the boy came first so he could watch for his sister. I always tell him he's got to protect his sister. So I guess I lucked out with that one.
That's cool, man.
Yeah, I mean 2 different mothers, but that's a whole nother story.
Hey, nah, it's all good. That's
That just adds to the story.
Hey, we get along. Everything's good. You know what I mean? So it's no animosity, nothing like that. We all get along. So, I'm blessed.
well. Hold on, Dre. What'd you say back there? I said join the club. Yeah, it's all good. It happens.
Yeah.
Are we even supposed? I mean, that's another topic for another day. But like, if we're even supposed to settle down with just one person, but we won't get into that today.
That sounds like a whole Red Hat Joe situation.
Oh yeah,
right now.
I gotta do the
You
red
gotta
hat.
switch the hat, man. That's not a Black Hat Joe situation.
No, you stupid. It's coming out, slowly coming out.
Oh my God.
But
That's hilarious.
also, you said you just saw Mikey. You saw him down the block.
Yeah, I
Where
just
was
seen
he?
Mikey right down the block.
Where was he?
He
It was,
I have no
was
idea.
on Prospect.
He was putting his daughter in the car. Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
right
So
down the hill.
yeah, okay, yeah. So
He was putting his
yeah.
daughter
We
in the
got
car.
family over there, so that's where he was. He probably was. He was probably
Yeah.
picking her up, and he was just probably done with work. Shout out to Mikey, man.
Yeah, Mikey.
Mikey
We're
B.
talking like minor league, little league days. Me and him used to have pitch battles.
Really?
Yeah,
You guys used to battle each other?
Yeah. Yeah, we were probably like the top 2 pitchers when me and him were playing.
Word,
Yeah,
man.
so
Yeah,
it was good
shit.
times. Stickball at Wilson School.
Oh hell yeah,
Fucking
remember
Walter
that.
and all them. Yeah,
yeah, man.
definitely.
Rest in peace to Walter.
Yeah.
I was actually just I put it on my Instagram story. If anyone follows me on there, I just was like, because the last time I saw Walt was when I pulled up on him in 2020. I went down to Florida to go pull up on him, and then we did the podcast and shit because he used to be a host on here,
Okay.
and then we did a whole podcast, and I was like in between computers and hard drives at the time, so I thought I lost all the fucking footage, but then the other day I found it on my hard drive, and it was just fucking amazing to see, like, to have that footage of him still. So that shit was really cool. And then he's out here still causing Mikey to break bats.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mikey broke 3 bats in a row. His first up at bat. 3 bats back to back to back.
Oh God. That's hard to do too.
That's what I'm like. What are the
That's
odds?
pretty hard to do.
What are the odds of that? And then Walter used to always say, "Yo, like, just fuck with him. Yo, I hope you break a bat today."
Yeah.
So then Mikey does the first 3. What are the odds of that shit? The first time he comes back and plays for the season.
They just letting to know the generation is soft. That's what that is.
I mean, yo.
We used to make them different back in the day, and I just skimping out on materials nowadays.
I don't know. Mikey's a beast.
Going cheap. It's hard to break one of those bats, so believe it or not. But yeah, that would be Mikey to break it.
And you said you used to play as well?
Yeah. I actually just stopped 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I actually hurt myself and had to get surgery.
Oh,
so
shit.
I was like, you know what? Maybe I'm getting too old for this, and I got to keep my job. So I said, let me stop.
Yeah.
So I took up golf instead.
Oh, really?
Hell
Okay.
yeah.
That's a peaceful sport.
That's cool.
Golf is it's hard.
Yeah.
It's definitely hard, but it's fun.
That's cool. So
Definitely fun.
where do you go to do that?
I usually go in Jersey. I go to driving range in Pagoda, go to Paramus, Bergen, right by the Bergen Community College. They have a golf course there.
Yeah, I know where that. Yeah.
I've been to Myrtle Beach, played down there once. Yeah, it was pretty fun.
Is it an expensive hobby?
A little bit.
I mean, if you buy,
Like, I'm not the one that's sitting there on my yacht or in the country club. No, I think it's like $60 and you play for the day.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a little pricey though.
They have like this little virtual golf type of thing here in Lodi now.
Really?
I don't know if you saw it. So it's where Sorrento's was.
No, I
Yes.
didn't know.
So you
I heard
actually
they had like a batting cage. Oh no, that's South Main. where they
Nah,
have
yeah,
that.
that's somewhere else. But this one was literally right in Sorrento, where Sorrento's was in that mall. And there's a golf thing. It's like a cafe/golf thing. So people bring their clubs and everything. It's dope. Check it out.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, shout out to
I
them.
didn't even know that.
Yeah, it's in the plaza right where Louis was and all that.
Yeah, right
And it
now
says-
Scardino's.
Scardino's,
is there,
yep.
Yeah. All right.
So it's over there. Check it out. It's a little dope spot. But yeah, man. So like that's cool, man. So right now you're a father. You're doing that. You're in school, man. You keep him busy, bro. Like that's what's up.
Yeah, my whole schedule. And I just brought up coaching. I decided to coach baseball, so
word?
I'm coaching my son now.
Where at?
He lives in Elmo Park.
Okay.
Yeah, so I coach over there in Elmo Park, which is, you want to talk about having patience, boy? What?
What's
Trying
that?
to teach these little kids.
What's that like, man? Tell me.
Trying to teach them patience and trying to just get them to listen to you when you're talking without picking their boogers or running around and doing all that stuff.
And what the age? Was it like 8?
6 to 8.
6 to 8?
6
Yeah, that
to
makes
8,
no
yeah.
sense.
Yeah, so it's my son's last year there, so that's good. I felt like I should get involved more.
What made you want to do that?
Well, just the fact of, like my past stuff, like not really being there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So now that I got, a couple years under my belt, I felt like it was the right thing to do. It's what every father wants to do. You want to get more involved with your kids.
Yeah.
And I love baseball, so that's like mine and his little bond.
Word.
You know what I mean? And my daughter, she's 3. She's just starting ballet. So I'm going to go, actually next week I'm going to go take her to go do her first little ballet thing. And that's like my whole week. Monday, Wednesdays is baseball. Tuesday, Thursdays I'm with my daughter. Every other weekend I have my son. And then the weekends I don't have him, I try to see them anyway. And then it's meetings in between, and then just school and work. I'm up at 6:30 at school, go to work after until I graduate in 3 weeks. Like, I just stay busy. Like, that's what it comes down to. Just I stay busy rather than just, like, sitting on my ass like I used to do or waiting for things to come to me. Like, I decided to fucking do something myself.
That's some real shit, man. A lot of people don't realize that shit, that you got to be able to put in that work to get the shit you want to get.
Yeah.
Word,
Just
man.
in life, period.
100%. Now, that's really cool that your son gravitated to baseball. Do you feel like, it's obviously you had to have a hand in that, but did you do anything like specifically to try to get him into it? Because now it's all like to hear that is really dope, because I know it's rare now to have these kids active in sports and stuff like that. So how was that like? How did you get him into it?
Oh, I just signed him up without him even knowing about it. I'm just like, here, we're going to go play some baseball. And then he actually liked it because he's like me. He's very outgoing. He's likes to be outside when he can, be around his friends. So I just signed him up. And then next thing you know, we started liking it. And then I took it from there. So I put a little pressure on him. Sometimes I'm a little bit harder on him, but he could take it. He's good.
Word.
He's a big boy.
Good shit, man.
Yeah.
So you've been doing that, and you said now 2 years since March 7th.
Yeah.
What's that been like, man? Like, how are you enjoying the change now? Because obviously that's a major change.
Yeah, no, it's amazing. Like, if I were to tell you where I was at 2 years ago, like, I should have been dead. In all reality, like, when you're fucking around with drugs like that, it's like playing Russian roulette. You know what I mean? And firsthand, we know the same people who passed away, right? And for some reason, it didn't happen. You know what I mean? And I had to acknowledge that. I had to realize, like, hey, my life could end in a split second, and my kids would be burying me. You know what I mean? Like, I lost my father when I was 8 years old to cancer, right? And he didn't have a choice to die. I felt like I was making a choice to where I could possibly kill myself, and I just didn't want to do that no more. It took a lot of pain. It took a lot of suffering. It took a lot of stupid decisions, losing a lot of friends and losing a lot of trust from people. But I guess I had to reach that rock bottom, right? And then I woke up one day and it just clicked. Like, this is not what I want anymore.
Do you think it was a specific thing, or was it just things that added up?
Definitely things that just added up. Like, I was out there since 23 to 31 years old. You know, out there running, doing, you know, crazy things. I don't need to get into it, but. And just from all that pain, losing friends, you know, just watching my kids, seeing my kids in a rehab. You know what I mean? Having my son come visit me in a rehab. Thank God my daughter hasn't been through that experience. You know, she was very, very, very little when I just had gotten my shit together. So it was just a whole bunch of stuff leading up, and I needed a change.
Yeah.
That's what it came down to.
Word, 100%. But like you said, a lot of times we have to get to those points, you know, that rock bottom to just flip that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But thank God, too, man. Thank God you did, like, make it out alive, because you're right. Because you never know, man. When you're playing with fire, sometimes you get burnt, but sometimes you fucking disintegrate.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes that's it. Like,
and you never know. You're gone. Yeah. And that's it. One quick one, and you're done.
You know, so now, man, you know, I get worried too, because it's just happens more and more and more as we look around, and especially, you have an 8-year-old son, you have kids, and you know, you see things. What was for you? You know, you're 23, you know, and yeah, your son's 8 now, but time flies. You know what I'm saying? So like, what were the things that caused it? Like, what do you, because that's what sometimes I get curious too, like on some real shit. Like, you know, we all grew up around a lot of the same people. It was out here, but for you, what do you think it was? Did you not know? Was it fun? Was it?
Like, sorry, but like in the beginning it was fun, right? Like anything else, when you're first doing it, it's all fun and games. There's no consequences involved, right? You have the money for it, right? Everything is okay. And then the reasons why I did it, I didn't want to deal with half the shit. You know what I mean? Like, when I first did it, I didn't know that you can get addicted to it. So when I kept doing it and kept doing it and kept doing it, and then woke up sick one day, it's like, oh, now I'm physically. But then you would think to yourself, oh, well, why wouldn't I just stop? Because this isn't normal.
Yeah.
Right? But then you have a bad day. But then you have this day. And then you remember what that feeling's like to forget. And sometimes you just want to bury everything and just keep burying it. And then you become so involved in that habit and that lifestyle that's all you begin to know. And then you just keep going, and just like any other habit, you just keep doing it and keep doing it until the lucky ones finally wake up and realize, and then understand that it takes change to get over that hump. Like, I can't do the same thing that I was doing yesterday and expect something different to happen. You know what I'm saying? Insanity.
When did you learn that?
I learned that from going to groups, from going to meetings, you know, NA, stuff like that.
Word.
You know, and just looking it up, honestly, and just trying to figure it out, like, what's going on? Why do I keep going back? And when this and that. And I just realized, like, sometimes you just got to grow up, right? Sometimes you got to put your big boy pants on and just realize that it's not about you no more. You know, because I was very selfish. I was a liar. I was a fucking thief. I was this. I was that. Until I realized, like, I got to change. Like, I got to practice honesty. You know what I'm saying? It sounds corny, but
nah, it's real
you want to talk about some real shit, bro. Like, this is life and death for some people.
100%.
So you need to change. Like, practice honesty, practice patience, practice the like principles that they talk about in these meetings, and just picking up the phone. Like, yo, I feel like using today. Pick up the fucking phone, call somebody, tell them, like, yo, I'm not having a good day today.
Yeah.
Maybe we could hang out just to get my mind off it. Anything. I used to listen to music. I'd call my son up, talk to my daughter, FaceTime her. Anytime, you know what I'm saying? Rather than just sit down, think about it even more, get more depressed, and then you end up doing something stupid.
Yeah.
Or you're hanging around with the fucking wrong crowd, thinking that you're better than, right? Oh, I could do it, and it's just not smart. Like, smarter decisions, you know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. And when you realize too that it's, you know, what I've realized too, and this is something me and him talk about a lot of times too, is it's bigger than us. You know, we do the things we do, but it's always bigger than, you know, it's like you said, it's almost like a selfish thing sometimes when someone will do something for them. Like, nah, it's bigger. You know, like the legacy that everyone is building, you know, that's I fuck with Inky Johnson big time, and he was like, yo, like, you know, you're representing more than just you. You're representing your last name. Like when your kid's gonna grow up, they're gonna know, oh, you know, you John Vex that, you know, that, you know, daughter.
Yeah,
Like
and I'm trying to fix that, you know, name. Yeah, because some people still want to, like, you know, think about me as like the past, and that's fine.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. I did what I did. That's fine. But you know, people do change.
100%.
You know, that's all you can really say, and then you just keep doing the right thing, and then that's all you can worry about.
Of course.
Like, I don't even worry about anything anymore. Like, I worry about my family, my job, and how I could provide and just give my kids a better life. Like,
Just keep pushing.
that's it. Just keep them moving.
Word.
No matter what.
100%, man. And I think that's a big thing also what you said. Because, you know, I lost my mom. A lot of listeners know, you know, I lost my mom to heroin addiction. And, you know, her thing was the numb. It was, you know, comfortably numb. You know, Pink Floyd. Like, it was that, you know.
Yeah.
It was just, you know, sometimes you go through so much pain that, you know, you don't know how to deal with that shit no more. You don't know how to deal, or you have so much like almost negative thoughts, negative vibes, negative energy that you just don't want to kind of wallow in that because you know it's not positive, you know it's not. So you revert to something that's just going to make you numb, you know. And I think we all kind of do in our own way, you know, but some of us choose different routes. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit, I might work through the fucking pain. You know what I'm saying?
Might eat, might shop.
Yeah.
This, that, yeah. Yeah, we all have, like, our own little addiction, you know. It's
or something
it's
that we
sorting
use,
out the good to the bad addictions, you know what I mean? So.
Zain, would you say to that? Would you think that maybe, you know, individuals, like, a lot of us almost do that just with different things? Like, we'll work through the pain, we'll just bury it, or maybe some people are way too much in it. Like, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I feel like most of the time people just because who do you want to talk to when you're going through that? There's not everyone is emotionally supportive or has the capacity to support your emotional, just I guess entity. I want to say, but like no one's ready for that. Or they'll say, oh, they'll say you could talk to me, but then when you say that, then they don't really give you that time, or they think it's just like a pat on the shoulder type of situation, like, oh yeah, you know, you just got to get over it and blah blah. And you're just like,
Some
that's
cookie
not
cutter
some
shit.
cookie cutter shit. And it's like, no, when you said that you were gonna be there for me, that's actually a full-time job. It's not like a show up
When you feel like it.
like when you feel like it. You know, you kind of relying on that person to kind of hold you down and be some, like, I could call you at 2 a.m. and you pick up the phone and, you know, I ask you certain things or I ask for help and you be there. That's what it's meant when you say you got them, you know. But some people kind of, they think of the idea of it and they don't really commit to it. So it's kind of hard to, when you deal with that 1 or 2 or 3, you kind of just like, you know what, fuck it, man. I'll just bury that shit within myself, and then over years and years, it just fucking builds and builds until you just like, damn, I really need somebody to actually talk to because it's too much to bear on your own. You know, it becomes very hard to reach out to certain people. So when you find yourself in these groups of like-minded people who also found methods on how they broke out of it, or you're like, damn, there's people out here this entire time, but before you even got to that point, it's what's the word? Not intimidating, but it's kind of like I'm not crazy. I don't need to talk to nobody. You know, as men, we see that as like, you know, I can handle my own shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't need to be in a group of people talking about feelings and shit.
Who wants to talk about feelings?
Exactly. Who wants to talk about feelings? But then when you finally get there, you're like, oh shit, this is not that bad. Maybe other men like me should do this more often, and maybe, you know, there'll be more people to be emotionally supportive, because sometimes we find ourselves looking for more females to fill that void because we see them as emotional support. Yeah. But then that's not the right thing to do, because then you're going to trap yourself in a situation that you could have avoided. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like it should be men and women should be emotionally supportive and work on that within themselves. But yeah, reaching out is very difficult when you're in a
crisis.
Especially if you feel embarrassed and you're like, I'm definitely not talking to anybody. You know,
imagine if saying like, oh, I want to kill myself. You think
people are gonna,
you know
look
what I mean?
Like,
like,
right.
yeah, they're gonna
like,
look at you like you're crazy.
Like you stole something in the house.
Yeah.
Like you have sticky fingers.
But see, like that's the good thing about like NA. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like places like that where you could go and other people will raise their hand with you.
Right.
You know what I mean? But yeah, I'm feel the same way.
Right.
And that's the only good thing about it. Like, there's one thing that I definitely learned in these last 2 years: the definition of a man, from what I thought it was until what I really feel like what it is, were two totally different things. It's like you said, like, oh, you can't share feelings, right? You
Right.
gotta man up, bro. Take care of the house. Like, that's what you gotta do, right?
Right.
And I don't do that at all. Like, I've cried in a meeting before, like in these past 2 years. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've poured my fucking emotions out. Not to everybody, but like they call it a sponsor or whatever. It's a certain person, you know, that you go to talk to or whatever. And I'm like an open book now, man. Like,
feels good,
you know what I
right?
mean? Yeah, because like who like I don't give a fuck what you think anymore. You know what I mean? Like, you weren't there 2 years ago. You weren't there the last 8 years I was using. You have no idea what it's like to be in my shoes until you are. Right. You know what I mean? So it's, you know, it is what it is. Like, I just don't put the thought in it anymore on what other people think. Like,
that's like super.
Yeah, as long as I know I'm doing the right thing and I'm honest about it and I could fucking go to bed at night good, that's all I care about.
That's like majorly important, because I feel like a lot of people just care what people fucking think. And I feel like that really limits themselves from, just because, like you said, they want to just be this man who they think they should be, or they should be this person. Like, nah, fuck that. Just be yourself. And I think, to what you said, you know, that is the number one qualities of a man. Yeah. Being able to be emotional, being able to be supportive, being able to just be, like, you know, raw and real.
There is strength in vulnerability. It's just that
we're not saying, oh, you get,
right.
Oh, and just start crying for no reason. No, but it's like, you could talk about it. Like, go ahead. Yeah, what, you feeling like shit today? Okay, cool. Like, yo, I admitted that I was scared to be a father. You know what I'm saying? You know, and you know how many people I found out had that same feeling? And like, scared shitless once they became a dad, like realizing that, damn, I got another life to provide, and it's my life, like, what I want is no longer existent. You know what I mean?
They rely on you now.
Yeah, and it's like, I was fucking scared. There were some of the reasons I relapsed, because I thought I couldn't handle it. You know what I mean? But then I talk about it, and next thing you know, other men are feeling the same way.
And there's also people who also feel like that. They also have, like, ways and methods. Like, listen, you just got to do this and that. That's like, oh shit, that's advice. Like, right? You get advice.
If you want to become a father, how do you become a father? You hang around with other fathers.
Exactly.
How do you become a man? You hang around with other men.
Right. How do you become a millionaire? I don't know. Hanging out with other millionaires. I don't know. Yeah. It's like your circle. Yeah. It pretty much.
You are who you hang out with, man. And
right.
I believe in that to the fullest.
Me too.
Definitely.
That shit is 1,000% true. Like, you know, because you know, where your focus goes, your energy flows, and like who you're around, you know, you start all focusing on the same things. Mm-hmm. When you all have the same goals, you kind of are aligned. Yeah, you push each other, you help each other, you do things. You know, when you're not around, you know, the right individuals, unfortunately, like, you know, it's definitely going to show.
Get sucked in.
Yeah, you know, and for you, how has that part been? Because, you know, it's a small town, it's a small area, everything is small, like. And, you know, we're at an age, like we were joking about before, but we're at an age where, you know, we've developed friendships. We've developed, you know, relationships for a very long time, you know. Yeah. How now have you been able to shift with changing that circle? You know, are you able to now still be around that circle? Are you not? Like, what's going on with that?
I could approach them and say, hey, what's going on? But keep it moving. Yeah. Like, I'll know whether or not I want to be around them. You know what I mean? Like, if I see some fucked up shit going on, like, I excuse myself, I walk away, you know. But most of the time I don't even get around that, you know what I mean? Like I said, I'm so busy with just my day and trying to get my career going, trying to just be a good father again and just be more active with my kids. Like, I might have like maybe one or two friends, you know, who I really talk to. Other than that, it's mostly family, like my brother, my mother, you know. Yeah, it's the people that were there for me when I at my worst that stuck around and helped.
That's what counts.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
And that shit, you know, had to be hard for them too.
Yeah. That I was just going to say before, like, the one thing that addicts don't understand in the midst of it is the people we hurt. The amount of nights that these people don't go to sleep wondering if whether or not their kid, mother, brother, aunt, uncle, whatever, fathers that are using, they don't go to bed. Like, they lose sleep. They cry every night. My mother used to cry for weeks, wondering if I was gonna die. Get that phone call.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I couldn't do it no more. You know?
It's a sad truth, man, but it's so real. Like, you know, fucking, you know, my mom dealt with it from when I was 8 years old, and then when she passed, I was 24, and it hurt, still hurts, but I always knew it was coming, because you, like you said, you always have fear of, you know,
The worst.
every single time, you know when they left to Patterson to go cop, you're waiting, you're looking. You've been there when they got locked up and they didn't come home. You've been there when, you know, like you've been through that other side. It gets really exhausting on that other side, especially when you're that type of person who is helping and who is there for those people. You know what I'm saying? So it's like almost,
after a while, you just cut ties. Like
you either cut ties or the world cuts ties for you, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But it's really tough, man. There was actually a movie with I don't know the name of it. I went to go see. I think it was with Julia Roberts, and she played the mom of her son that was going through it, and it was really good. So if anyone ever wants to kind of dig into that, you know, definitely go see it. It actually is something that I do want to write a film based on.
An addiction.
Well, I've done things on addiction already, but I want to do that side. I really want to show that side of it.
The other side. The
person who is having to wrap that person in blankets. Like, I've been there. I've had to wrap my mom in blankets.
Put them in hot baths.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I've been
massage
through,
your legs because you can't stop moving.
Because you can't cramps, you can't stop shaking because of the withdrawals from the Suboxone. Like, I've been through all that shit. And people don't know that side a little, I feel like. Because they're both, with one comes another sometimes.
Yeah.
So yeah, that actually is something that I just, you know, that's important, and that it's important that you know too. Like, you know, now you're still rocking with them heavy because you know what they did. They were by your side,
Definitely,
and that's powerful that they didn't leave your side.
Oh yeah.
That shows your true
character. I don't
character.
know where I'd be if I wasn't, if I didn't have my mother. I'll tell you that. It sounds like a mama's boy thing, but
no, fuck that. Shout out
that.
Shout out to her, man. What'd you say?
I could have been on the street eating the garbage cans, man.
Yeah.
You know, and as much as she didn't want me around, there was times where I wasn't allowed to see my kid.
Yeah.
There was times where I'd have like 2-3 weeks and I have some self-entitlement like, oh, well, I got 3 weeks clean. What do you mean I can't get my keys? Like, bro, you've been using for 8 years. You got 3 weeks. You think you could just come in here? Like, I had to like show that I was really doing this, because when you keep doing it over and over, it just doesn't turn on overnight.
No, it takes.
You know, you got to prove it a little bit. And luckily I kept at it, and, you know, I am where I am now. And, you know, she's proud of me. She trusts me. And I get the relationships back. Everything comes back once you keep doing the right thing, you know?
Yeah. It's a snowball effect.
Yeah.
You know, and it's small steps, great distances, like I always say, especially with stuff like that. You know, it's not going to happen overnight. You know, like, even if someone listening to this is going through the same thing, it's not going to happen overnight.
No.
You know, you could.
It's going to suck. I'm going to tell you right now. Like, I do speaking commitments, right? At like a detox or whatever. And that's the first thing I tell them. If anybody told you that this was going to be easy, they're lying to you. Because the first 6 months was so hard. You know what I mean? Just the not wanting to, you know, that linger in the back of your head, like, oh, I could do it one more time. You know, just it plays with you, you know. And some people go through like a pink cloud where they feel good for a couple months and then just life crashes. And then it's like, oh, well, what are you going to do now? And I don't know. It's just a good feeling now. Like, now it's just become repetition. You know what I mean? And I just stick with it. Right. And they call it the gifts of sobriety, right? You get the relationships back, you get some materialistic things back. But my thing is getting my kids back. You know what I mean? The best feeling in the world is right after this, I'm going to go home because my daughter's waiting for me, right? And she's going to run up to me calling me daddy and give me a big hug. Like, those are the things I can't wait to do, you know? Yeah. Or seeing my son play baseball and getting a hit. Just those little things that I took for granted. I'm not going to make that same mistake. You know what I mean? And that keeps me going every day. Yeah,
that's super powerful, man. And that's so true. You know, if you ever like know anyone who ever was like in jail for a while, even jail for a little bit, they see life so different. Like, I knew someone that they got out of jail and they were like, wow, the sun, like the most simplest thing is a beautiful day, we take for granted, and they were just like, wow, like I didn't see that in jail. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's some real, like, little stuff like that, the things that we take for granted, you know what I'm saying? Because those are the things that make us and make our life, those powerful moments, for you, that those moments, moments are so fucking key, and those type of moments.
They go by fast too with kids,
they do.
Man. Like, it like gets me upset to think that like I missed that time with him, you know what I mean? But like I said, I don't dwell on it, but I do think about it because there's little things that I do to get me motivated. You know what I mean? It's just a really good thing to have. Right now.
Yeah, you take that as motivation now, so whatever it might help you in different journeys, and I'm a firm believer that everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
Everything. And sometimes, again, it's not even sometimes about us. It's for as many people, like maybe you had to do X, Y, Z, so now you could help inspire millions.
Exactly.
Like you don't know why. Like a lot of times it's like, oh, why me? Why? It's not about us. No. I believe it's always a much greater cause.
Yeah, the best thing, like going to speak at detoxes, like if you go and speak at a detox, and then the following week you go to a meeting and you see that person there, like you feel like you had a part in that. Like, 100%. Oh, maybe he listened and now he's at a meeting. You know what I mean? Maybe he wants to change his life. You feel like you have a little part in that and you feel good because you get to give it back, right? Is what they call it. You get to give it back and just show somebody else like, hey, dude, I was shooting dope 2 years ago, bro. If I could have a life that I'm having right now, so could you. Trust me.
100%.
And that's the whole story.
And that's powerful. And that's like, I feel like we need humans like you. We need those people because, faith is imaginary. You know what I'm saying? Faith is imaginary. You can't just hold on to faith. You can't hold on to belief. You can't hold on to all these different things, right? You need individuals like you. You need individuals like you and all of us in the room that have gone through things to say, yo, you know what, bro? There's an accident over there. You gotta come over here with me.
Yeah.
Like, that's, I feel like, why we're meant to do those certain things and to go through those certain things is to come out of it so we can be that person because, faith can only do so much. Your intuitions can only do so much at the end of the fucking day. Yeah. So it's like way greater than you. It's because if you really sit there and think about it, a lot of times we don't really do that. A lot of times we don't really sit there and think like, damn, how many individuals did you probably touch through just being there in that meeting? Sometimes maybe you didn't even say a damn thing, but they saw you and they felt like they related to you because you wore a Nike hoodie.
Yeah.
And they were like, you know what, I'm gonna come back next. It could have been the most simplest things.
Definitely.
But we don't realize the change and the things and the inspirations that we do. So it's powerful, man, and I'm proud of you, bro.
Do you ever see yourself being a sponsor a few years down the road?
Yeah, eventually. Yeah. Right now, like I said, I just got a lot going on, so I can't dedicate. Because being a sponsor takes a lot. Like, there's a lot of dedication because you're dealing with other people's problems, too. It's not just your own. So, like, I'm not at that point yet where I could lead somebody into what they call step work.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So, like, right now, I'm just worrying about what I got on my plate right now. Because, like I said, I'm still going through my thing. Like, I just, like I said, just going through normal life on life's terms. Like, I'm just starting this new job, getting this career, finding time to balance between meetings and just seeing my son and my daughter. It's a lot going on. So when I start getting things more into play, then I'll start taking on more challenges.
Makes sense.
New adventures, let's call it. Something like that.
100%, man. Small steps, great distances,
Yeah.
That shit takes time, man. And also the fact, too, that, like, a lot of people forget, people that go through journeys like that, it always shows the fact that you had, your mom still by your side and stuff like that, and the people that were by your side, that always shows to your character.
Yeah.
Because people always just want to judge someone because they see that they're going through some shit. They see the dude who robbed the store and they call him whatever they call him, but they don't maybe know his story. They don't know his character. They don't know that he was maybe just having a bad day. Like, you don't know.
Oh, yeah.
So for you, you know what I'm saying? There's probably a lot of people who maybe trashed, talk shit. Who the fuck knows? But at the end of the day.
Somebody once posted my picture on Facebook of me, like, my mugshot.
Yeah.
And they posted my mugshot, and I was like,
recently?
Really? No, this was like a couple years ago. Like, but it was just the point of like somebody like try to like put me down. Like, oh, look at this junkie. You know what I mean? I'm like, you know what? All right, but
Tempted.
Fuck 'em.
Tempted.
Fuck them. at the end of the day, but that's the thing is, they didn't know your character.
Yeah.
And it doesn't justify it because they still shouldn't have done that. But you know what I'm saying? Is a lot of times is, we all tend to do that sometimes. Sometimes we'll judge something or somebody.
Oh, yeah.
We'll judge things because we don't know, But at the end of the day, it's like until you know that person's character, truly at its core.
Yeah, it's because everybody will judge for a split second, right?
Yeah.
Just beyond look, right? But do you take that time to figure out why? Or are you just gonna be that asshole and just judge off of just appearance?
Yeah.
Like, it's normal to be like, oh, okay, and take a quick second, but like, get to know that person and see maybe he's going through something. Maybe he looks like that because he had a rough life or whatever he's going through. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just take the effort to not just judge off, but try to actually figure it out. Kind of.
Do you feel like that's helped you in your own life now? Like, of just not being judgmental as a human?
Yeah, because I was guilty as charged. Like, during that whole thing around, I was very judgmental, But now, being through what I've been through, you only learn and you just realize, like, certain people go through certain things, man. That doesn't mean that they're a bad person. That doesn't mean anything. They're still cool as hell to hang out with. You know what I mean? They might not look all that great because they were on the streets for a couple of years, and the streets eat you up, man. So, like I said, you just get to know that person, and then next thing you know, you're not really judging people so much because you took the time to understand that everybody walks a different life.
100%. Some real shit, bro.
Do you have any advice, like maybe one tip for someone to possibly use to like kind of help them get out? Or just something to practice to like maybe like a mantra or something, like just to get them on the path.
My counselor told me, right? The one thing he told me was, he said, John, what's your purpose? And at first I was like, my purpose? I want to, have a good career, make a lot of money, do, that. And he looked at me, he's like, no, motherfucker. He's like, I didn't ask you what you wanted. He's like, find your purpose. Like, why do you want to wake up in the morning? Like, what makes you wake up in the morning? Why do you want to live? Find the reason to that question, and maybe you'll have a little better chance at getting this. And I had to really sit there and think about it at night, like when I was in my room or whatever, and just like figured out, like, you know what? I do have a purpose, and it's being a role model to my kids. It's being a father. But it also takes action. That's the one thing I could tell somebody that's struggling. It's don't sit on it. Don't just sit there and wait for things to come. You got to get up, you got to go, and you got to get it. And you got to practice it every day. On the days that you don't want to, it's going to be hard because, like I said, this shit ain't easy. This is a whole life change for most addicts. I can't talk for everybody, but for me, I had to change everything. From my daily routine of showering and doing all this stuff, I had to get right back into that crap.
Right.
Because it gets deep to the points where you're not even showering or brushing your teeth, bro.
Right.
You know what I mean? So just little things. You start off doing little things. Being an addict is doing the same thing over and over and over and over, thinking that something different's going to happen. The definition of insanity.
Right.
So how do you fix that? You change.
Do something different.
Do something different. Find whatever it is that can make you happy again. I went back to playing baseball. Then I stopped. I got hurt. I said, fuck this. And then I played golf because it was less injury prone, right?
Right.
I still do the things that I know make me happy. I go play with my son because that makes me happy. I go to a meeting, meet some good guys that I could talk to, some older men that are fathers if I have a question. I lost my job because I got hurt playing baseball. I didn't sit on I was 10 months clean at that point. I could have said, fuck it. Lost my job. What the fuck? Blah, blah, blah. But no, because I would have done that back in the day. It took that quick for me to relapse. Oh, I lost my job. Fuck it. I'm going to go get high.
Right.
I didn't do that this time. I did something different. I went back to school. I lost my job and I went back to school. I went for 10 months. I got 3 more weeks left. I stuck it out. Me go back to school? What? Like, I did it, though. I got 3 more weeks. I'm going to get a welding certificate.
Good shit.
You know, I just got a new job doing that. Like, change. Change. Find your purpose. Take it one step at a time, man. One day at a time, right? So,
Oh yeah, man.
That's a solid
Proud of
note.
you, bro.
Thank you, man.
For real. Proud of you, bro.
doubt.
Keep that shit up, man. And that's powerful. The reason why that was such a good question, man, because there's a lot of people, man, who are struggling with that shit.
Yeah.
A lot of fucking people. And especially in this area.
And you'll never know who.
Yeah.
Like it could be anybody.
Yeah.
And
They have a good poker face.
Yeah.
You'll
never know on the outside.
No.
But
why do you feel like, because obviously it happens everywhere, every single area, way more places than you would even think.
addiction don't discriminate.
Yeah. 100%.
Definitely the truth.
What do you feel like it was, around here? What do you think it was that kind of gravitated a lot of individuals around here with it?
Like
I feel like they thought they were immune. Not to cut you off, but I felt like there was a lot of like, it's not gonna affect me like that. That type of mentality will get your ass trapped.
yeah.
There's no way.
A lot
out
of us
it.
didn't know either though.
Right. Because
Like,
what reference did we have?
Yeah, like we didn't. Cause like when we grew up, it was sports, maybe a little weed on the weekends, drinking a little bit, weekend warrior type shit. But then like pills started coming in,
Mm-hmm.
certain individuals were getting it, and everybody knows everybody in Lodi. You know what I mean? So it's like, all right, and then everybody tried every little thing,
Mm-hmm.
and next thing you know, when you take that, and then behind the scenes of what people are going through, then they just keep taking it just to get over what they're going through.
Right.
And because now they develop that habit of getting out of their head and hanging around with these people, because like I said, at first it's fun and games. You got the money. It's there. No consequences. You're not getting in trouble for it. And then it just leads to one thing after another, and then next thing you know, it was a fucking pandemic over here, man.
Yeah, literally.
Literally. Everybody. Every one of my friends almost was doing it. Not everybody got addicted. Not everybody went down the same route that I did. But people had their hands in it. You know what I
Right.
mean? And it was crazy. But what are you going to do? I mean,
Yeah, 100%. Everyone has a journey. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully this too, even you just talking about it and it's helping, saying your journey. Hopefully it will help someone that's going through it as well. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's they live who the fuck knows, or if they're local here in Lodi, wherever.
yeah.
You
Hopefully.
know what I mean? So, what are some things, man, that you want to do? Like, because obviously, you're going to school. You're a father and coaching. Like, what are the next few steps you want to do? Do you want to continue? Obviously, you can't do the baseball no more. You're going to continue coaching for a while, right?
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm definitely going to coach my son in baseball. I might be doing football. I might do that. But
Coach football?
yeah, coach football, yeah. Baseball and football he's pretty good at. So
That's good.
I'd like to get involved with that. But right now I'm just focusing on my career, like I said. Other than, my family life.
Word.
But like mostly it's just trying to focus on my career. Get the certificate, start welding, get into hopefully a union, and take wherever that goes with that.
Yeah, and that's a really good business, man, because not a lot of people are doing that shit.
Yeah. It was a dying trade at one point, but it's coming back.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah,
good.
That's good shit, man. And I appreciate you coming on, man, kicking with us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Definitely cool.
A lot of times we're talking about all different type of things here. Mental health topics, fun topics, relationships.
I think the title of your podcast is on point. Therapy without a degree, because you don't need a fucking therapy degree to do this shit.
Yeah.
No, you
To
don't.
talk and reach out to somebody, you don't need a degree for that.
Yeah, just to have
And
some
you're
real
doing it.
conversations.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Just
saying?
letting other people know that, somebody else is going through that. Okay.
Right, and I actually do go to therapy outside of this. So,
I was just going to say that. Like, I go once a month right now, but I used to go more. Like, I sit down with a counselor still once a month, and we just chop it up and talk about, like, what's going on, what's new in my life. And it's just good to talk to somebody,
right.
and that's it.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people would benefit from a fucking
I
therapist.
feel like a lot of problems would be solved if you just talk to somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. There's, it's whatever works for you. You know what I mean? Like, you got to be able to try it. That's good that, you do that, okay, this amount of time works or doesn't work or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Take time to know yourself.
Word.
Take time to know yourself. That's step one. Like, dig into, like, why you used to do it, or what makes you happy. Like I was saying before, find your purpose. All that stuff plays effect on how you react.
Yeah. Because when you're just suppressing everything and you're just, becoming numb, you're not getting to know who you are. You're not getting to know your beliefs. You're not getting to know all that shit.
You're not happy. You're numbing yourself. You know, you're not there. You're physically present, but you're not there. Like, that was a big thing. Like, I'd show up to birthdays. I'd show up and be there for Christmas physically, not mentally. I'd be fucking sleeping in the corner, like nodding off like an asshole. But, you know.
Hey, man.
That's my story.
Exactly.
You know what I
It's a
mean?
story. It's in the past.
It's not what it is now. Exactly. Yeah.
100%.
Now my kids love me. My son still, you know, he doesn't know. And he calls me daddy. My daughter calls me daddy. And that's all they know.
Hell yeah, bro. Some real shit.
man.
Hell yeah.
Maybe one day we'll pop up to a game one time when he's playing.
Oh, definitely.
You know what I mean?
Definitely.
And I gotta go. I told Mike I usually go to his games as well too. So I love going to some baseball games.
Yeah.
It'd be dope, man. Maybe we'll get you a guy. Maybe we'll get him a little custom therapy jersey or something.
Therapy out of degree jersey.
Yeah. Do something for him, man. That would be dope, bro. And also, before we wrap this up, usually what we'll do at the end of this pod is just shout out something we think is slept on. It could be a TV show, could be music, could be anything, bro. Could be a restaurant, like whatever you think that you feel you've gone around the area and you're like, yo, mad people don't know about this, but they should. So you could take a minute to think about it, whatever. What you got? Zain, you got anything?
What do I have? I would say I'm going to shout out to Jason for the first class, second place.
Yes, he
Class,
got it.
Second place podcast for having me on the show talking about Quentin Tarantino on his birthday. That was a dope ass podcast. And it also made me think. And now, you know, since Bruce Willis is officially retired, now I just have to revisit his films because that's one of my favorite actors. So
Man, that's crazy. That you heard about that or no?
What?
Bruce Willis?
Bruce Willis has. Been
Oh, yeah. He
diagnosed-
can't, like, read his lines and stuff or something, right?
Yeah.
Say his lines.
Aphasia, yep. So it's kind of like Alzheimer's, but like
not,
the cousin. Yeah.
It's like speech therapy and everything.
I was like,
that's crazy.
that's like one of my favorite actors.
Didn't he
so-
retire though? Right?
No, this is it.
Oh yeah.
This
Okay.
was not the official retirement.
Yeah. So I was like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
Die Hard.
Die Hard. That's my favorite movie.
Last Boy Scout with one of the Wayne's brothers.
Damon Wayne. Last Boy Scout. He got hits, man.
What?
Sixth Sense.
What movie do you think it was Die Hard that gave him that like?
Absolutely.
Because
Oh yeah.
like you know how there's certain movies that like or there's certain actors like Leonardo DiCaprio. What movie gave Leo that name?
Titanic.
Really
Probably.
Romeo and Juliet.
No, Basketball
nah.
Diaries. Yo, Basketball Diaries though.
though? Basketball.
I don't think that's what propelled him. I think what eating Gilbert Grape
That
gave it to
started.
him,
Yeah.
that started him. If you ever remember that one,
That's
when he
a throwback.
played
Yeah.
My
mentally
man,
challenged.
you
Yeah.
thought he convinced everybody.
Everybody, you know.
I actually thought he was.
Yeah, because that was his first role.
Right.
His
I was
first
like,
role
so
was
they
that.
had someone like, oh wow, he really did a
Yeah.
good job.
Oh, he's
No,
not like that.
right.
Oh, okay.
As far as Bruce Willis, before Die Hard, he was known as a guy that was kind of like doing kind of like sitcoms. He was kind of sarcastic, did a lot of comedies, and then he ended up doing Die Hard, and it was like more of a serious role. But it not only catapulted his fame to the A-list, but introduced the world to a new kind of hero. Because everybody else before that was like all buffed up and jacked.
Which was
He was like a
Sylvester
normal
Stallone.
blue collar guy, right? Yeah.
Average guy.
He was the regular guy, wrong place, wrong time.
Exactly.
Right. And a lot of people could relate to that because it actually offered to like 3 other people. It was Sylvester, Jean-Claude Van Damme,
Arnold.
and Arnold. Yeah, and
probably,
Arnold. That was like 3 of them, and then they didn't want to do it. So then
Jean-Claude Van Damme or
Imagine-
somebody.
Didn't want to do it either.
Oh, Mel Gibson.
Gibson,
Just imagine those
Really?
people doing it. Yeah,
Wow.
because it would have been an easy Mel Gibson movie.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say Mel Gibson,
Like Lethal
man.
Weapon. Lethal Weapon or Die Hard. I think I'm
Yeah.
going to go with Lethal Weapon.
Yeah, exactly.
And those are my top 2. Like, there's 3 movies. It's Die Hard, all of Die Hard except for 5. And what you call all of Lethal Weapon, and then I, Robot. Like, those are the top 3 for me.
I Robot.
Yeah, that movie speaks volumes now. Right? Oh yeah, keep my robots in there.
Even Will Smith. What do you think did it for Will?
Fresh Prince.
Fresh Prince as a show,
As
but
a
Independence
show. Oh,
Day.
no.
Independence Day.
Independence
yeah,
Day did it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
definitely.
I mean,
That
yeah,
set
he
him
had the
on.
show,
And-
but it didn't give him that name.
He was already big before.
Right, and then Men in Black came.
Men in
and
Black.
Like we could keep on go. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna say Bad Boys. I'm gonna say Bad Boys. That actually made it solidified at that point.
Well, I think it showed that he was more adult.
Right.
You know, but
Yeah.
for me, as far as like putting him A-list, it's gotta be Independence Day.
I can see that.
Alright,
He
what
wasn't
about-
even the main character. That's the crazy part.
Yeah.
He wasn't the main character in that movie. He was just he just really had to like fucking show out. Right?
I got one more for y'all. Denzel.
What was his breakout movie?
Not even
There's
break.
so many.
The
There was a
one
movie
with
he was
Tom
in the-
Hanks and he was sick. Or was that? Is that Tom Hanks? Or he's the lawyer, Philadelphia.
Philadelphia.
That was a
something.
classic.
No, but as far as Denzel, because I'm a huge Denzel
Okay,
fan.
so
That's a
when
tough
me too.
question.
He's my like, but
Yeah.
when
That's a lot of hits.
when was the one?
No, there was one movie that set off, but we were too young for that. It was when he was in the military and he had a shaved head. And Glory. That was the movie. That was the movie that put him on, and then
That one,
There was another one.
that got him an Oscar.
yeah, he won an Oscar for that in Training Day.
He has two.
Yes, too. Yeah.
I thought he has
He only got
one.
the one for Training Day because that was a big thing that he didn't get one, and then
Yeah.
he finally played Training Day. And
I
they're
only
like,
know
oh.
that because of the Jay-Z bar.
So you saying my man's has
Yeah, the
two?
Jada bar.
Two-time Academy Award winner.
I gotta see this.
Yeah, we
Guy. I
gotta
thought it
look
was
it
a
up.
Training Day.
I thought it was Training Day.
Yeah,
because they were
'cause-
making a big deal, like,
Right,
oh,
like
he
you
hasn't
gotta
won one since he's got to be ghetto.
Well,
in
no,
order
that-
to
Right,
get
he
it.
had to be
That's what-
crooked before he took it.
That's it was Jada's
Yeah,
bar.
You had to play a villainous role to get like.
But you know what the Academy does sometimes? Sometimes they just give it to somebody who they feel like deserves. Perfect example, Al Pacino. He's done Godfather, Scarface, Circle.
At a certain point.
But then he finally didn't win it until Scent of a Woman, which is a good movie, but it's not his best role.
No.
I can say that about Leo. That what you call Revenant, he shouldn't have got it for that.
Yeah.
He should have got
They
it for The
should've way
Departed.
before.
He pays
Yeah,
Right.
Departed.
He pays.
He
Yeah.
paid
Wolf of Wall Street.
Wolf of
Hell
Wall
yeah.
Street. Just
There's so
every
many
movie
movies.
he
Yo,
was coming out
Basketball
with.
Diaries, though.
I'm gonna have to check that
hands
movie
down,
out.
bro. That's you want to talk about like an addict movie, like people.
Oh, that was one of those.
That shit plays it to a T.
And it's about basketball. Or is it,
Nah, it's about him being in school and he gets addicted to drugs and he becomes a
Ah.
full blown junkie.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
That
and then
movie was
yeah.
under the books.
And Mark Wahlberg's in there. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Young as hell.
Small role at the time.
Oh, okay. And it's called Basketball Diaries.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
As
check
far
this
as
movie.
Mark Wahlberg, I think the movie that really catapulted him was Fear.
Fear.
That was
Oh,
that was
yeah.
when he's
definitely
crazy with a girlfriend,
Yep.
right? That one.
He's a psycho. Pure psycho.
Yeah.
There's a few.
That's wild.
So
That's,
it's interesting to think about it because we always know music, like what was their hit record, but movies it's always like when because these actors we're naming, are like a fucking adjective, or like you know what I'm saying? Like when you say yo Denzel, like exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah, we spoke about that on my podcast.
We did. You're certain the names, so it's like when did they become? There's a lot of Samuel, like when I say Samuel, you know who I'm talking about, Morgan. Like there's
Driving Miss Daisy.
there's certain actors that because there's also a lot of really famous actors.
Michael Keaton.
Oh,
Batman?
Batman.
Is it Batman?
That was easy. You're walking into
Yeah?
that one. I can name you a couple others.
But who is you? Do you think he's the best Batman?
I think he's the
I
best
think he's
man.
the best Batman.
I
I think it's him and then Christian Bale.
Christian Bale.
Christian
Those
Bale,
two.
number
I'm really random.
Hate
I like
George
Val.
Clooney.
Val Kilmer.
I like Val Kilmer.
Val was better than George Clooney.
He was
I
good
hate
in Top
George
Gun.
Clooney.
I think if Val kept going,
Top Gun.
Yes.
I think Val
Iceman.
would have killed it if they would have kept going with him.
Oh, that's another guy. What about him? Tom Cruise.
Oh yeah, when did he?
Jerry
what-
Maguire.
I-
I don't know.
Blue Tom Cruise was risky business.
Top Gun. Oh yeah,
Risky
business and Top
Business.
Gun. When he's a bartender, he's the bartender, right?
That was Risky Business.
Risky business. I think he's a bartender.
A Few Good Men.
Jason,
yeah.
what was Risky
So many.
Business? He's a
Was
bartender.
he a bartender in Risky? No, Cocktail. There you go.
Risky Business is the one where he slides and he's in his underwear with the pink shirt.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I thought that was
yeah.
another movie. So you telling me the
Yeah.
movie Ferris Bueller was referencing that scene?
Wow.
Yes.
Oh my god!
Yo, I'm telling you.
Wow, that's crazy. I did not see that coming.
I'm telling you, man, we need another coffee critique episode.
That's
No,
what I'm
yeah, we gotta
saying.
do that. Yeah, we
Yeah.
gotta do that. We talk movies.
gotta do
on that
another
one.
movie
join you on
podcast.
that, bro. I love movies.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
we all love movies.
He has a podcast. We talk about
All
movies,
time
and I
favorite
have
childhood movie.
top
Childhood.
childhood movie.
Childhood.
Oh, that's easy for me. The Sandlot.
Blank check.
Oh, what? I didn't think you knew that.
Blank.
Blank check.
Blank-
What? I used
Yeah,
to-
with the sexual
I
predator.
used to have that cup. I used to watch movies as a kid and be like, yo, I have that. I used to have a lot of
Oh,
because
because he just bought all the stuff, toys.
Like any of like the Nerf guns that they would use, I used to have them.
Right,
Like,
that movie
crazy.
was just every kid's dream. It's just
Yeah.
it was a Disney movie. The only issue about it was just having the woman, him like getting kissed by a 33-year-old woman. If you would have flipped the script, that would have been a fucking problem. But like that's aside from that, that's my favorite, one of my favorite childhood
Let me
movies.
ask y'all an interesting question. What is a movie that is universally known as being trash, but for some reason you love it for your own personal reason?
Waterworld.
I've never even heard of that.
Believe it or not, it's Street Fighter.
That was a
Yo,
good
I
movie.
love Street Fighter with Jean-Claude Van Damme. What?
People think that's one of the worst movies ever. That was
a great movie.
Like, fucking catapulted that movie.
That was the
No,
only
no,
good
Waterworld
Street
is the
Fighter.
worst movie, not
Hold on,
Street
hold on.
Fighter.
Let me repeat the question because I don't think they could hear you because you have no mic. So the question was, yeah, look at that, look at that, look at that.
Get a mic. Get this guy a mic.
One movie that is so universally hated, but for some reason you gravitate towards it and love it.
And he said Straight Fighter.
And you said Street Fighter. That's a
I'm going Waterworld, and I'm never backing down from that.
that's tough. Universally hated.
I'm trying to think, and I can't even think of it.
Yeah, like I don't know.
Universally hated. It has to. You have to think of a
Universally
hate-
hated, yeah, because
a
I
hated
can't. I'm
movie.
like, a lot of the kid movies were good.
That's all. I mean, if you watch Power Rangers now, you're gonna be like,
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty trash.
oh, I got. There's a movie.
You know, you like the street, but there's something about it. But
So Star Wars was a fail, but it was a cult classic. The first Star Wars movie that came out. That was you when it came out. It was hated.
Like that, but I respect what it is.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
That's how I am with like Star Trek. I'm
Yeah,
not
I'm
a
a-
big Star Trek.
I don't like
guy.
any of that shit.
Yeah.
No.
something that nobody would. They'll look at you a certain way if you. I don't know.
What's a female movie that you're like, you know what? I'll watch it.
I love Dirty Dancing.
I'll watch it.
That's my movie.
I mean, I'm trying to figure out what that.
You know
movie-
damn well you watch a Notebook with your girl.
Yeah.
Oh, Footloose. Footloose.
Footloose.
I like that movie, but I don't know how that would be. What category that movie would be? Because it's like a dancing. I don't know.
Yo, I'm not gonna
romance.
lie. I liked Grease.
Grease was a good
Yeah,
Yo,
movie.
Grease
Grease is a great movie.
I'm about to silence the room.
Oh,
What's
what you
yours?
gonna
What?
say?
Did y'all?
Uh,
None of y'all like Magic Mike.
I didn't see the movie.
What the
I didn't see the movie.
Whoa, drop
I
a
didn't
bomb
see-
or
Alright.
something.
I,
Something.
I didn't see it.
Because I'm like, yo.
Magic Mike is.
I said Magic might be. Man.
What happened?
You're not that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy.
Yo, give Drake.
It was
come
at this
over
moment
here,
that
man.
he
You gotta
knew
get this.
he fucked up.
No, you know what's funny? I didn't see the movie, but that movie, the movie's
Hold on.
realistic.
No. Hold on.
Yes.
Dre, you gotta come over here. Give him the mic, Zane.
I saw the movie.
Nah. I gotta ask you questions. I gotta ask you something.
Actually, I watched that movie.
All right. So what I want to ask you is,
Go ahead.
how did this happen? Like, how did you end up watching it?
Well, I was watching it with a girl,
Well, that's what I figured.
All
and
right.
then
That's how it happens.
Hopefully.
after that, I wound up liking that shit. And I thought about it like, damn,
You were like, wait a minute, that was actually
What if-
pretty good.
what if I was a stripper?
I didn't know Channing could dance like that.
No, that's how he started.
I'm just
That
saying.
movie is loosely based on his life.
Yeah, I know.
I was
Yeah,
like, what?
that's true.
In part
Hey,
two,
fuck
they
it.
they went to some house where it was just
You know what I was
millions of
thinking?
women, and they were just dancing in all these random rooms, getting a bunch of money. So I'm like, yo, I can do that shit.
That's one thing I was thinking though. I was like, yo, is there that many women out there that
Alright.
enjoy this?
Hold on, before Javi does that, is it on still or no? Oh, it's off. It just died.
Oh, what you was about to say?
I need help because he's like Nick Jr. over here. I need help.
Oh man,
Fuck it. Nah, fuck it. They could hear. They could hear us.
What's a movie that is
We'll continue this conversation next week
Next week?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
because we're gonna just go into a whole movie tangent.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. We out here. Peace.
Peace.
Adios.
Thanks for having me, bro.